Welcome to the Tom Matt Show. You are walking through the front door of the refirement zone. And now, your host, Tom Matt.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Tom Matt Show. Thank you so much for joining us. As I was just talking to the video before, because, you know, that's what I do beforehand. Sometimes you guys get to see it, sometimes you don't. Technical issues are always part of the gig when it comes to doing a podcast radio. So count on it. All right. So if you do have a technical issue, which we just had a little technical issue, you sort of roll with it. You just kind of play with it because it's tech, right? It's all tech. All right. Last week, Dr. Debbie was back. Many phases of life for 2026. Dr. Debbie been with us I think that was her 45th visit with us. We have some long stories. Her sons, when we started doing the radio show with her 15 years ago, that's why 15 years ago, her boys were like in the kindergarten, first grade. Now they're graduated from college. It is so hilarious. So they must have been in elementary school. But that's the whole thing. The many phases of life. We had so many great stories. You got to go check that one out. That's Dr. Debbie. She's just unbelievable. The young woman that's going to be our guest today has been on the show before. And she is very special in our lives because she is Texas. She is Anna Thomas. And she came on the show as a sophomore, going into her sophomore year at Michigan State University. She is from Texas, and she'll tell you all this stuff in a second. So I'm looking at her bio from before. She's currently, it says a sophomore at Michigan State University, expected to graduate in 2026, which she's going to do. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and Sustainability. I think that's still the whole thing. Her passion is helping the global community transition to cleaner energy. Today, this episode, we're going to talk about her succeeding in higher ed. And she's given me 4 really good tips for parents, grandparents, future students, current students, whomever, whatever, because Anna is a brilliant young woman who is going places. And if you take anything you can get from these young people who are very smart, like her, like Carson, who's going to be coming on the show here again pretty soon. These young people I bring on this radio program are so awesome. I can't say enough about them. I want to welcome back to the radio program my very good friend, Miss Texas herself. She was Teen Texas. She's Miss State Texas. And in our hearts in Michigan, she is Miss Texas, Anna Thomas. Anna, welcome back, girl.
In our hearts in Michigan, yes. But I was never technically Miss Texas or any of that. Hello, everyone. It's really good to be back. Like Tom said, Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Studies and Sustainability. I have a minor in business. And then from the last time we talked, I added a minor in economics.
Of course. Why is that not surprising?
I had a passion for it my senior year of high school, and every class I've taken since I've really enjoyed. So
that's Anna. So what is your GPA?
4.0.
That's what I wrote down here in the notes. That's why I asked her, because, you know, that's the whole thing about this, you guys. She's very humble. I was telling her, you know, because there's so many influencers out there and young people doing TikToks, and she's done these cute TikToks all over the place and reviews and stuff. Anna she's not the type who's going to do the, like I see a lot of these TikTok videos with these young women who do like really fashionable stuff, and they're cute and they're cool. Anna Thomas would do one on like rafting or how to play basketball, or, you know, how to climb a mountain in New Zealand or something like that. You know, that's Anna Thomas right there. She's about putting the boots on or the snorkel gear or whatever the hell she wants to do. She's going to go. All right, girl, catch everybody up. This is your life. You know, it's been almost 3 years since you've been on the program, and now you're getting ready. You're going to get graduating here in a few months. And you got some tips. Before we go there, though, let's talk about your family. It was nice to meet your mom and your stepmom at that event of yours, but talk about your family. Throw some love to your family, would you please?
Yes, let's talk about my family. My mom just moved up to Michigan. That was a big move for her and my stepdad. So now I have a lot of family around here and less in Texas. And I thought she was crazy because of the winters up here. It's been, I think, almost 20 years. And I was like, you're actively choosing to move back for these winters. But yeah, she's surviving, and when the summer comes, that'll be worth it, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, tell everybody from your experience as a kid who grew up in Texas, but you have a bunch of family in Michigan, the difference between those seasons, because obviously we have the seasons in Michigan, and you have like 2 seasons in Texas. What's been your, since you've been here for 4 years now, 5 years, what's your experience? I know you've had more time as a kid, but you've been here a lot. So what's your take? Can you handle it?
For the most part, I do have a dry skin disorder. Actually, my finger just started bleeding right now. For the people who are watching the video, my finger is bleeding because of my dry skin. Yeah, I think that because winter comes like usually November to April, and then it becomes summer. It's gorgeous. You love it so much up here. And then you forget how horrible winter is, and then it comes back and it smacks you in the face. And it's just like a continuous cycle where you're dreading life through winter, and then summer comes, and then so on and so forth.
And if you want to experience it even to a greater depth, everyone, you can go to Northeast Wisconsin, where we have a home as well, and it's even worse. I mean, it's like October through May. So there you go. Mm-hmm. But the summer's so awesome, and that fall period of football.
It's all great.
What's your mom's name again, Anna?
Melissa.
So Melissa, and your stepdad is?
Mike.
Okay. Talk about your dad, because you and your dad just had a little trip together. Talk about your dad. Throw some love to your dad.
Yes. He retired this past year, so he's been having a lot more free time to have fun. He just bought a 3D printer and a CNC machine. So that's what he's been up to. But we did just drive down to Texas earlier this year, and that was a very interesting road trip. Me, him, and our dog. But we survived it. Stronger relationship because of it. You
know what? Stronger relationship. There you go. That's a smart girl right there. And your dad's retired. So you know what? You get into the refinement zone and things start changing. You know what I'm talking about. So you know my branding with the refinement zone. So set this up now, because we're talking about succeeding in higher ed 4.0. You valedictorian, you. The 4 tips. I'm just going to throw you some love, because I'm so proud of you, and you've done a great job, and you really work hard, and you just do it the right way. So set it up. Tell everybody kind of where we're going to go with this a little bit, because I have your notes in front of me. They're very well done. As usual, I would expect nothing less from you. But kind of give everybody the kind of the lowdown, where you want this to go, and what are we going to try and accomplish with this hour of your time? Yeah,
so Tom gave me the prompt, 4 keys to success in your college career. And I spent the afternoon yesterday stewing on it, getting stressed, feeling good about it, getting stressed. And last night I texted him really late that I was freaking out about it. And you told me to just sleep on it. And I'll have you know, I got probably 5 hours of sleep. I could not fall asleep. And I don't know if it had anything to do with me just sitting thinking about this or what, but I hope that my brain is going to be able to comprehend and speak as well as it would on a normal 8 hours of sleep.
Okay, well, let me set it up here, because when Anna showed up at the gym last week, because I haven't been back to this is my first week back to the gym, you guys, at the big gym at MSU with the students. So, and I'm barely doing my thing. But then all of a sudden, this young woman shows up, and I haven't seen Anna in the gym in a long time. And we had gone to her little presentation. Sandy and I went to a presentation with her, and saw her mom there. And it was really, really nice. Well done. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But she wanted to talk about these 4 things. And I knew she would come up with a good list. So she gets all stressed out. But see, this is why we're going to get her a job, so she can go to grad school, because I want to keep her in Michigan and keep her going to Michigan State. See, or she can go to University of Michigan if she wants to. I mean, but I think we can find, exactly. I think we can find a program at Michigan State University and an employer who could take your skill set. We'll talk about that. But here are the 4 things that Anna came up with. This is how she didn't stress over this. She might think she did, but she really didn't. Being prepared. She knows what she's doing. She's being prepared. This is just tips for everybody out there. Getting a job early on in college. We're going to talk about that. Balance. I loved that one, Anna. Experiment, be present and attentive. There's a little bit of topics there. We can talk about all those things. Anna Thomas is back, calling this one Succeeding in Higher Ed, 4 tips from a valedictorian, Michigan State University, Anna Thomas. This is the Tom Matt Show.
Thank you again to Brock Fletcher, real estate agent at the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. For more information on services provided by Brock, please call his personal cell phone at 517-303-3262. or by emailing Brock at kwsellingteam.com.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode, Tom Matt Show. I am your host, Tom Matt. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing us back. Thank you to Mitch for doing all of your production work behind the scenes on the audio side of things, and to Vanessa for all of the stuff that you do in addition to the audio, the video, the slides, the editing, whatever we need to do. It's all good. I want to thank Brock Fletcher and the selling team of Keller Williams Realty for not only helping us find Little House Lansing, but help us sell Big House Hold. You guys have heard me tell this story before. I'm going to tell it again in a very quick snapshot. Brock Fletcher came to me at the radio station at Town Square Media here in Lansing, Michigan. We didn't even know each other, and he told me he knew where we lived because he had heard me on David DeMarco's show, and he kind of heard the story and all this. So he unsolicited came to me and said, let's have a quick talk. I know what you're thinking about doing. I know where you're at this phase of your life. I really do think you might want to consider thinking about selling your house, the Big House Hold, our forever home, the big place we built, the pool and all that stuff, the fanciest, baddest house ever. That didn't go over very well with Sandy, but he was right. And he hit his number perfectly. It set us up for Little House Lansing. Mike Dedman got it going, and it is the bomb. Call their office, 517-853-6408 is the office number. Brock's cell phone number, which he prefers you to text him or leave him a voicemail, 517-303-3262. That's 517-303-3262. You can go online to kwsellingteam.com, kwsellingteam.com. Sweet website, by the way. Go to tommattshow.com, bottom of that homepage, boom, click on the banners, and away you go. Okay, it's easy peasy, sweet website. Did I tell you it's a sweet website? Sell your home without hassles like we did. Buy your home without hassles like we did, because their team is the best. Love them so much. Again, 517-303-3262. And lastly, I want to say thanks and hello to Joan Wright of Williamston, fan of the show, customer of Brock's. Brock ran into her a while ago, and she said she likes the show on WKR on Sundays. And I started giving her a mention, and it's like, now she's part of the show. There you go, Joan. How you doing? I hope everything's going well for you. Today and this week, we have Anna Thomas is back. Anna Thomas is a graduating senior. Proud of her so much. Got to know this girl right from her freshman year on, and it was just been, friendship ever since. And she's traveled all over the place, succeeding in higher ed. 4 tips. Now, we could spend the whole show talking to Anna, and she was joking around a little bit about her stressing last night about me giving her the little assignment. Her stressing is like, come on. But she could do a whole show on just her world travels and the things she's done, because seriously, with your major, Anna, the sustainability thing, you have really, and the environmental studies, you really, really did embrace that and travel globally for your education. So I know you have being prepared first is one of your points, and that's really important. But I would love to just have you talk real quickly about your gallivanting all over the place and that part of your education and how impactful that was for you. Can you talk about that, please?
Yeah, totally. I fully took advantage of Michigan State's education abroad resources. And after my freshman year, I went to South Africa, like I mentioned on the first podcast, to do a cheetah rewilding program. And then my sophomore year, I spent a week in Iceland for a geology class, but I was able to tour a geothermal power plant and hydropower plant, which were amazing for me. And then this past year, I spent a semester in New Zealand. And there I just learned all kinds of things. I took 4 classes over there that transferred back to MSU. And their culture just really embodies taking care of the environment and being one with the environment, I would say.
How important was that to your graduating? And because you are a 4.0 student, so you got a lot of that's a lot of stress on your mind. I mean, all of that traveling and all of that. How much did it impact you?
I would say that the classes may have been easier than my normal classes, because a lot of it was doing mini assignments while you were traveling and then doing a presentation at the very end. But it's very low stakes. You already know the professor because you traveled with them for a week or 2 weeks. And then when I went to New Zealand, I just had to pass the class to get credit. So it was pass fail, and passing in New Zealand was a 50. So,
Oh, there you go. So the experiential aspect of the whole thing for all three of those trips is very impactful for you. So getting into your first point here, Anna Thomas is our guest today, everybody. We're talking about succeeding in higher ed. Anna's going to be graduating in May. She's a 4.0 student at Michigan State University. Very, very proud of her. But being prepared. Let's just take it right from the top, girl. You got a good 5 minutes to go in this segment. I'll give you the signal. But talk about being prepared and what you've learned and all of that, coming onto campus the first time. I mean, we talked about that in your first visit with us, but go ahead, your time, please go.
Just to preface, before I even start with any of my advice that I have learned over the years, is that I am still actively trying to incorporate it in my life. But for the first segment, I wanted to talk about being prepared, and it's a lesson that I learned pretty early on into my college career, which had a very simple story to it. Moving to Texas, don't really have a winter there. So experiencing the first winter weekend at Michigan State was a shock to me. And it had me questioning whether I even made the right decision of coming to Michigan State, because I just had never experienced anything like that. And then once, my parents, they were like, okay, you need to get a coat, you need to get gloves, you need to get snow pants, long johns, all the whole get up. And once I was able to get the appropriate clothing, it made the winter a lot more easier and bearable. So what I learned was that being prepared is very crucial to surviving whatever you're in.
That's so the education goes far beyond the academic classroom.
Oh, yeah.
See, there we go, everybody. Take it from this young woman. She knows what she's talking about, because I like what you say about the get up and the clothing. It's like, because you would assume, but you're coming from Texas. You're coming from Texas. And I remember, we got a minute and a half to go before we go to break here. Please share that little piece that when you came on campus at Michigan State, about how you felt, about the feeling that you had.
Yeah, when I stepped onto campus when I was touring, I just knew that this was going to be my home for the next 4 years. I was struggling with anxiety pretty bad in high school, and it just was the first time, and I don't even know however many months, that I felt at peace, and I knew that this was going to be home.
If we start getting too far into the emotional side of things, both of us will start crying. And then you got to watch, then you got to listen. This doesn't make good radio. And I already told Anna, I said, okay, we're both going to hold it back until May. Because that's when graduation's coming, the family will be here, and then we can all kind of laugh and have fun together and do those kinds of things. Anna Thomas, succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips. Here's where we're going, everybody. Anna was just talking about being prepared, and just so kind of funny that she's talking about the clothing. She's a Texas girl coming to Michigan for the first time, never experiencing winter. Been there myself with my daughter when we first moved back to Michigan. Getting a job early on in college is what we're going to talk about next when we come back. Balance. Again, I'm so glad that she used that and came up with that. I hope I planted that seed in her head a little bit, because balance is everything. We get up and down and we're all over the place. There's no way you're going to be a 4.0 student if you don't have balance. And lastly, she's got experiment, be present and attentive. College is time to experiment, go across the world. We talked about that a little bit. Anna Thomas, she is an amazing young woman, succeeding in higher ed. The 4 tips, pay attention to her. Her experience and her humility is very, very, very nice. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Tom Matt Show, doing my radio voice. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing us back. Appreciate that. Anna Thomas is our guest today. Anna is a graduating senior. She's a valedictorian at Michigan State University, a 4.0 student. So she knows what she's talking about. And the topic today is succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips. And remember, Anna was with us 3 years ago when she was a sophomore and talking about going into higher ed, because we had met when she was a freshman, and she had some very interesting things to talk about. This young woman has got it going on, I'm telling you. Before we go much farther, though, I got to tell you about Ed and Ashley from Lansing. Ed and Ashley are customers of Brock of the selling team of Keller Williams Realty. Remember those phone numbers, 517-853-6408. or like I said earlier, the cell phone number to Brock's pocket, 517-303-3262. Use it. Use it. Use it. He changes his voicemail every day so that he'll tell you when he's going to get back to you. Very professional when it comes to that. He prefers the texting. Very prompt with this kind of stuff. We go back and forth constantly. Matter of fact, I got to get him a note later today. But this is a testimonial from Ed and Ashley. I love doing this. I love doing these reads and this segment sponsor because it's so Brock. It's so selling team. The selling team was an amazing. This is in broad and bold type. Amazing to work with. Super friendly, helpful, professional, and just great. They really walked us through the process of buying our first home, which we really appreciated. Buying your first home is very stressful. We're going to do some episodes on first-time home buyers. We have that's in our production meetings. We're talking about this stuff because it's important to get these young people, like Anna Thomas, our guest today, to get into their first homes, to buy something, even if they're only here for 3 to 5 years. Getting that equity, you can't lose. You're going to gain 3 to 5% annually. So it's like, why pay rent? You can't pay rent. All right. So it's nice to see that Ed and Ashley, this testimonial, was their first time home buyers. And they appreciate that. I would definitely, this is coming from Ed and Ashley, I would definitely recommend them to everyone and we'll use them in the future. We have home buying needs. Our experience with them was A+, bold type, Ed and Ashley in Lansing, Michigan. Again, call this number, text this number, 517-303-3262. That's Brock's cell phone number, and get a hold of him and tell him you heard it from Tommy. All right, to this week's episode, Anna Thomas is back. It's been a minute since Anna's been with us because she's been all over the world as she's completing her bachelor's degree at Michigan State University. I want to hear a roar from the crowd, even though we don't have crowd noise. I want to hear a roar from a crowd of people who want Anna to go to grad school at Michigan State University. I'm going to clap right now. Yeah, we all want Anna to go to grad school at Michigan State University, and we're going to find out who's going to hire her because she's dynamite. Didn't you already get an offer from one of your internship places? Let's talk about that for a second.
Yes, I did. I think it was just this past week. My boss was talking to me and offered me a full-time position in the fall, which I am extremely grateful for and flattered because it has been very nerve-wracking updating my resume and figuring out what I want to do. And one of my roommates just actually graduated, same major as me, and says that she's been looking for job after job and cannot find anything, which is very daunting.
Grab onto it, not just because I want you to stick around and go to grad school here, but really your roommate, your friend is being very spot on because it depends out there. It really does. So you have that opportunity with your grades and just your whole package is so well done. I hope you get an opportunity to take care of that and really at least get the 3 to 5 years under your belt and augment it, maybe get a master's degree. All right. You talked about being prepared. We didn't talk about the Global Learning Conference presentation. Is that the thing that Sandy and I came to?
Yes. Thank you guys for coming, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It was very fun. Tell everybody about that. What's so important about that to you, doing that presentation?
I was just, for one, very grateful to have the opportunity to share my global learning experience because it was very unique and vital to my studies. But why I put that down was I created my presentation in a script a month before the presentation, and I didn't open my script until the night before at 11 p.m. And thus, I was super scared and nervous that I just, for the first part of the presentation, just read off my script, didn't look up, was too scared. And then slowly I started easing my nerves and was able to speak from the heart. But I just wanted to point out that even though I prepared a script for it, I didn't actually prepare for the presentation. And had I done that, I think that for me, at least, the presentation would have gone a lot better. So the importance of being prepared for things. Okay, there you go. I mean, but it was another learning experience for you. And I love your humility again, talking about humility and throwing yourself down there and saying, I could have done a better job, but you appreciated the opportunity. There you go. Just be a big girl, put on your big girl pants and away you go. I mean, that's it. Anna Thomas, succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips. Another good tip might be 5 or 6 tips. Getting a job early in college.
Yeah, and what about that? You worked at the gym too. You got a little time.
Yes, Tom got me the job.
That was just a minor, easy thing to do. But you did more really important work out there. But it was nice that you got to know those people at the gym too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the IM West is a really good community, and I loved all the people I worked with. I got to know them, and then I'd see them at the gym, and fist bump, all that jazz. It was great. But yes, I think that getting a job is early on in college is super important. For one, it kept me out of trouble. Not that I was going to be in that much trouble, but I think it's really vital for figuring out what you want to do with your major and getting as much field experience. It's important to get field experience and understand what you like from certain jobs and especially what you don't like. I worked at IM West on campus and the anaerobic digester, which is a biogas operations. We take cow manure and other like waste feed and other
biodegradable things.
Organic. Yep. Thank you. Other organic inputs and make electricity from it. And then I also worked at a company called EDL, which is the one that offered me a full-time position. Shout out EDL, which also takes landfill gas and makes electricity or renewable natural gas from it.
Excuse me, but what would the position be with EDL?
Right now, I'm a compliance intern. So I would be on the compliance team and we track emissions. We make sure we're in line with our permits and like that we're not deviating from any permits we have. Basically just regulatory compliance is what we would work on.
Interesting.
Well, I would.
So that's a good resume building material. Sorry to interrupt you on that thing, but yeah, all of these experiences that you had, the digester, the anaerobic digester that you worked at, that was hard work.
I still work there.
That's a hard job, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Last semester, my hours were 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And if you saw some of the pictures, you guys, this young woman, it's all filthy. I mean, covered. Mm-hmm. She's
covered in animal manure.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
very rewarding experience.
Why is that? Why was it rewarding to you as a young student like this?
Well, for one, what I realized is, and the importance of getting a job early is I really liked the physical aspect. And we do composting alongside with the anaerobic digestion, and seeing if the physical product that we make just was beyond rewarding for me, knowing that the work that I was doing, I could physically see the impact it was making on the community.
So you get an immediate gratification kind of, it's one of those kinds of things that's really cool. It's like mowing your grass, everybody. That's why doing gardening is so rewarding, because you can see the input, so this is good stuff. And these are all programs that are offered at Michigan State University, plug to the university. Mm-hmm. Anna Thomas is that's why she's on the program. She's a perfect testimony to the university and the success of the university. Here's the 4 tips, everybody. We've already covered being prepared, although you're never really totally prepared, but being prepared was her number one thought coming in. And she was talking about clothing. It's kind of interesting. Getting a job early on in college, absolutely spot on. Just for time management skills. Balance, we're going to get right into that here when we come back. Experiment, be present and attentive. We're going to get through this with Anna Thomas, succeeding in higher ed. 4 tips. She's the bomb. I call her Texas a lot. This is the Tom Matt Show.
This segment of the Tom Matt Show is brought to you in part by The Source of Light and Power by band leader Archivall and broadcaster Mitch Anderson. Hear the sound that is endorsed by Odyssey headphones, linear tube audio, RME converters, and Peluso microphones at sourceoflightandpower.bandcamp.com.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of Tom Matt Show. Succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips from the valedictorian, Anna Thomas. I call her Texas. Anna was just telling me I was the first person to ever call her that. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I will always think of Anna as Texas. She's just she's our Texas girl. I mean, she's just the best. She taught me about the rowing, got me into the rowing like 3-4 years ago when I was still figuring out everything. And now, the rest is history. How do you want people to connect with you there, Tex? You want people to bounce you some social media, or what would you prefer?
Yeah, my LinkedIn, you can just look me up, Anna Thomas. I've been slowly but surely building it with all of the work experience that I've been getting. What? And then my TikTok, it's Anna Thomas with 3 S's 7. On there, you'll see my Starbucks review videos and also my hiking videos. I started making hiking vlogs. But yeah, pretty much all social media is Anna Thomas with 3 S's 7.
There you go. TikTok's fun. And she's cuter than heck on some of these reviews that she does. Really cute stuff. Matter of fact, I was giving her a little gas before the show, pre-production, because she was doing these things like daily for a year. And then all of a sudden, boom. But she's traveling all over the place. Then all of a sudden they showed up again. A couple of hiking videos showed up. All right there, girly. Let's see. We're going to balance. We've talked about being prepared. That was fun. Getting a job early on in college. I think we hammered that point pretty solid, talking about the anaerobic digester and all of that, EDL. And I hope you do get an offer a nice offer. I know you got an offer from EDL. That's very complimentary, and whatever the decision, we'll talk about, get your input from your people. And this is going out to everybody out there. When you get job offers, take your job offer, be very grateful for the job offer. Then go to your people, your people that you call your consigliaries, whatever, parents outside the family, and just ask their opinions. Then make your decision. Make informed decisions. That's what I like to try to help people understand. It's like we rush off and we make these choices all the time without thinking about any of the ramifications that can come along. Just make informed decisions. All right, let's make informed decisions about your balance in college. This is your third point. Balance can be a lot of different things. Balance could be balance on the basketball court. Matter of fact, you just told me that you're doing the basketball course at Michigan State this semester, senior year. Quickly, how is that class for you?
It is a lot of fun. It is. I have been enjoying it. I haven't played like organized. Well, I did IM basketball, but I haven't really played organized basketball since high school. And so getting back, lacing up my shoes, playing 5-on-5, it's been amazing.
All right, see, here we go with humble girl herself again. I'm going to have to throw it out there because I know this is a fact. She just played intramural, but their intramural team won the championship.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, see, but that's cool. That's what I like about her. She's so good. All right, so balance. You said one of your key takeaways from NZ was, go ahead.
Was balance. Acknowledging that I was only exposed to a small population of New Zealand. I went to Lincoln University. It was population of 4,000, so a lot smaller than in Michigan State. It's 50,000.
What are the students over there in New Zealand? What did they think when you told them that your school is like 60,000?
They thought it was crazy. But I think it's also part of it was that it was an agriculture school. So maybe if you took like Michigan State's agriculture school and separate it into being its own entity, then it would be kind of comparable. But obviously it's amongst the sea of 50,000 students. So
right. And we have 19 colleges at Michigan State. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's one of the 19. Yeah. So that's why they call it a university. But yeah, that's interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just felt like that their culture was a lot more slow. And I noticed that there was no classes before 9 a.m. or after 5 p.m. And they really respected that 9 to 5. Unlike here, we have 8 a.m.s, we have 6 to 9 p.m. classes. And I like the balance of it where, okay, they were like focused working during these hours. And then after that, they would go home and eat dinner with their roommates and things like that. So just like having more balance in their lifestyle, but also incorporating it back into my life because I work part-time, probably usually 20 hours a week. And then I'm a full-time student. So and then doing homework outside of the class time. So it's just like trying to find things that fill my cup up more amongst doing all these other work type things. You got to have a little bit of balance too, girl, right? Yeah, I know. And I'm still struggling on doing this. But one of the things like talking about basketball is that last semester I did a boxing class, kinesiology boxing class. And then this semester I chose to do a basketball class. And I think that something I wish I had done earlier on in my college career is picking classes that I'm happy and enjoy taking to balance out the stressful ones that are required for my major.
That's a very, very solid point, Anna. Anna Thomas is our guest, everybody. Succeeding in higher ed. So you wish you would have taken more, I don't know what your electives are. Maybe you take a couple of extra classes that are 1-credit classes, but they're just fun, break things up, right? That's what you're saying. Because there's such a plethora of classes out there. Don't be so fixated on, I got to do this. I'm a robot and I'm going to do this. I'm really glad that you did the boxing class. What did you learn? What did you learn in the boxing class?
We did a lot of just like the fundamentals, but it was an off-campus gym in Lansing, and we'd go through circuits and do ab and core work. But I felt I love the strength and empowerment that it gave me, and I don't know, like I feel like if push came to shove and I did need to punch someone for self-defense, not for just because I want to punch someone, but for self-defense, like I felt a lot more confident in my ability after taking that class.
I would highly encourage, as a girl dad, hashtag girl dad, plug to my TikTok that I put hashtag girl dad all the time on there. But as a hashtag girl dad, I'm proud of you. Matter of fact, we actually bought our youngest daughter, Lauren, we got her a firearm for a birthday present last year, just because she lives by herself and she's an adult and she's taken all the classes. So you guys need to have things to protect yourselves. And so that's all there is to that. So what else about the balance? What about the social end of balance in your life? Because you're so dang busy and you have a lot of friends. I mean, how do you balance that out? How do you make sure that the friend groups are like stable people, and how's that work?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle because obviously there's not a lot of time left in the day with everything that I have already set into my schedule. But luckily, living with my roommates who are my friends, that's an easy way to see them. And then we'll always have our friends over, things like that. But I realized, which is maybe not the healthiest way to go about things, but the more busy I am, the more productive I am. So when I know, my friends want to hang out at 8 p.m. and I have 2 hours to do homework, I have to get my homework done because I want to have fun with my friends.
Okay, so so you said that that's an interesting thing about your friends being your roommates, because that doesn't always happen in college. You could just have a random person as a. How did your housing arrangements for your 4 years? What was that like for you? And can you just share that with the listeners?
Yeah, so random my first year because I didn't know anyone at Michigan State and
lived in the dorm.
Yep, lived in the dorm. I chose to random because trying to find a roommate like on the online Facebook groups and Snapchat felt like I was online dating, and I just was like, I can't do this. Lucked out, got an amazing roommate, Grace. We're still friends, and we ended up being roommates again junior year, but she's like one of my best friends from Michigan State. And then she was a grade above me, so my sophomore year I had to I had to live in the dorm. She lived out of
off campus,
like in a house. Random again, got a roommate that I completely did not, we didn't not get along, but we just lived completely different lifestyles. Like she was always in the room. I was rarely in the room. She would go to bed at 2 a.m. I would go to bed at 10 because I had to get up at 5. I'd get back from work. She would be still asleep. So just extremely opposite. We just coexisted. It was fine. I'm shocked that I survived a year living in that type of situation. And then lived with some friends my junior year off campus in an apartment, and then now I'm in a house that is very dingy. But after May, I will be out of college housing, which I am strongly looking forward to.
But you have a good friend group and kind of a grungy pad, and basically every house in East Lansing, if it's a student house, it's grungy. I'm just going to say that right now because it's student housing, and you're paying huge premium, paying huge money. Mm-hmm. So get ready for it.
Most East Lansing houses don't have bats in them, but ours do.
All right, I'm going to carry this through here because we're going to come up on break. Anna Thomas is here. This is fun. Succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips plus other things, little classes that she's taken. These are all really good tips, really fun, coming straight from the student's mouth. I mean, she's sharing direct. This is great stuff. 5th segment, it'll be on WKER and on our podcast. Experiment, be present, and attentive. Anna Thomas is here, Succeeding in Higher Ed, 4 tips from the valedictorian. This is The Tom Matt Show.
Thank you again to Brock Fletcher, real estate agent at the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. For more information on services provided by Brock, please call his personal cell phone at 517-303-3262 or by emailing Brock at kwsellingteam.com. This is the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Tom Matt Show. Talking to college students, for older adults, if you haven't had the opportunity to talk to some of these college students and these young people, you're really missing out because they're so smart, they're so energized, and it's like, don't bypass the opportunity. If you get a chance to meet a woman like an Anna Thomas, and she gave you, her LinkedIn, reach out to her because she's got great stories and she can really help. She's outstanding human being. Parents did a good job, and you just like to see people be successful, and that's all there is to that one. Anna Thomas, succeeding in higher ed, 4 tips. We've covered more than 4 tips, of course, but now we're getting into the big one, the last one of her list. Going to give Anna plenty of time to talk about experiment, be present and attentive. All right, that's a big one. So I'm just going to let you riff on this there, girlie. Go for it. And I'll interrupt you. You know how I'm good at interrupting you, so I'll just jump in and interrupt you at some point. Go ahead.
College, I think, is a really good time to experiment and be whoever you want to be. You can have all these different personalities. Who cares? Just try new things, move across the world. One specific example that comes to my mind is before college, I've always been an outdoorsy person, but I wasn't super into hiking. I liked it, but I never sought it out. And if I was to take my advice, I experimented. I started going on hiking more. And if I took half my advice, it would be, okay, I hiked up a hill, hiked down the hill, and called it good. But then taking it further and being present and attentive would help me realize, okay, this is something I actually really enjoy doing, and figuring out what exactly do I like about it. Well, I like to accomplish something difficult. I like feeling like my body is working towards doing something difficult. I like seeing different landscapes, unique environments across the world, giving me a greater sense of purpose and reason to fight for a more sustainable future. And then taking it further, thinking like, how do I incorporate this into my life now and in the future? Do I want to incorporate this into my future career? Do I want it to be just a hobby where I travel and hike? But like the importance of actually like being attentive to things that fill your cup up and using that to like gather data points slowly throughout your college career and trying to build a life and career that is fulfilling for you, because you know that these things are something you thoroughly enjoy doing. You
wouldn't know the things you enjoy doing unless you get out there and you take a risk. That's what college is about. Remember when you started in college and you went to that big, the freshman open house thing that they do. What do they call that thing? That
Colloquium or the participation?
The participation, when you guys get all together.
Yeah.
I mean, tell the listeners who perhaps haven't been around for something like that, your experience with that. The first, just coming in as a freshman and meeting all these people and all these clubs and all this stuff. Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't give you a number or like even a ballpark estimate of how many different clubs that MSU has on campus.
Hundreds,
yeah. But basically just a giant field, and there is rows and rows and rows of all the different clubs that MSU has to offer. Quite overwhelming, but there is a club for quite literally everything you can think of. And then if there isn't a club, then guess what? You're going to be the founder and the president of it. Yeah, just like all these different hobbies and groups that you didn't know you'd be interested in. I obviously joined the environmental club, and I found one of my roommates now, the other Anna. She was one of the first people I met in that club and has been a really good friend ever since.
Have you been in that club all your college career?
Yep.
There you go, you guys. See, here's the thing. I would have never in a million years thought that there's such a thing as an environmental club. I mean, what the heck does an environmental club do?
Well, we have, it was actually founded the year I got there. And we have speakers that come to our meetings and they'll talk about whatever career they have, or we'll do volunteering events like doing park cleanups, removing invasive species, going to neighborhood cleanups, just like things like that, where we're actually getting involved with the community. And then obviously networking within ourselves, where we're meeting people that are in our classes, building relationships, just everything. It's a really good club. ESSU.
There you go. Environmental club. All right, keep going. I mean, talk about with the balance. We can't forget about your fitness because you're a gym rat. You're a high school basketball player. You're a really good athlete, and don't start getting all humble on me and give me the humble pie stuff. But talk about that. Because when you come out of high school and you're an athlete in high school, and then you're not an athlete in college, it's kind of a different thing for you, isn't it? Because you had so much structured time going through middle school and high school with all your sports. I know this for a fact, being a coach and seeing my grandkids going through this stuff now. It's like, I know, right? So what do you do with yourself?
Yeah, that was definitely a big adjustment because you go from practicing 6 days a week to practicing no days a week. But I did honestly enjoy having the less structure and more availability to do things that I wanted to do, like go try this new workout class or go lift on your own and like get to do exercises that you actually want to do. And I think that I probably filled that structure void that I was missing with work. So then I was starting to have structured mornings where I would have, I would work each day, things like that.
That helps. That makes you function. I mean, for you got to have the calendar. I mean, it's a calendar. And that's another tip for the balance. You guys really dive into your calendar. I mean, if you don't have your calendar, if you don't have that skill set as a calendar like Anana Thomas and that structure like she's talking about, you're gonna get run over. You're gonna get.
If I was disorganized,
What about the freshman 15? You never really did that. I mean, the freshman 15 is kind of a thing, everybody. If you haven't heard of that before, it's where kids come in. And again, that goes right back where I'm going with this, Anna, is because of the high school sports stuff where you go being so active to being just an academic person, you lose all that activity. You can tend to put on, the freshman 15. You didn't do that though. Was it just your work or was it just your structure or what was it?
Freshman year, I didn't have a job. I think that it definitely, I would say overall I have a very healthy lifestyle when it comes to like physical activity and also the nutrition aspect of it, something that I've always been passionate about. But I could see how that would happen given that we have 8 or 9 different dining halls on campus with unlimited food, all you can eat at every single dining place. And then we have our combos where I would do all my Starbucks videos. But I think that like when I would go, I would choose healthy options. And given how big our campus is, the walking and the biking back and forth, that's another form of exercise on top of me going to the gym. So I never seemed like it was going to be an issue for me, I would say.
I saw a video recently where a young woman transferred out of Michigan State because she was on one side of the campus, and our campus is huge, everybody. There's no question about it. It's Power 5 school, Big Ten, no doubt. It's big, 60,000 students. It's got 500 plus buildings on campus, counting all the farms. But this young woman transferred out because she had a 55-minute walk from the far east side of campus to the far west side of campus for a class. Right? It happens.
Yeah, and it happens. I luckily lived in the center of campus my freshman year, but like I just got a bike. It's so efficient to bike.
Did you ever bus? Did you ever use the bus system?
Rarely. I think I would say maybe a total of 5 times.
Okay. So there you go with a graduating senior, everybody. Her recommendation is the walking, the biking. You don't drive. You don't have a car on campus, right? Do you have a car?
No. I do now, but freshmen, they're not allowed to have a car on campus. And if you did have a car your sophomore year, it was typically at a lot that was far away that you would have to walk or bus or bike to.
Okay, so keep that in mind, everybody. So because we're getting, succeeding in higher ed. 4 tips from a very successful student, Anna Thomas. Anna, give your, if you did your email or your LinkedIn again, share that, because we're going to come up on the end of the show here. And I want people, if they want to get a hold of you, maybe reach out to you for some advice on the side.
Yes, I'm always happy to talk. My email is, I'm not going to use my Michigan State email anymore because that's going to be gone in a couple months, but anna.thomas711@yahoo.com. LinkedIn, look me up, Anna Thomas. Maybe put Michigan State, so because I'm sure there's other Anna Thomases out there. And then social media, TikTok, Instagram, and I think my Facebook is Anna Thomas with 3 S's 7.
Anna Thomas. What was that email again? Anna.Thomas
711@yahoo.com.
So that's really easy, everybody. And that's what I would suggest if you want to get a hold of this young woman and pick her brain. She's so approachable. And that's the thing. I need a 30-second takeaway from your time at Michigan State. What's your takeaway from today's episode?
Takeaway is that senior year of high school me is a whole lot different than senior year college me. And I am very proud of the person that I've become and the steps that I've taken to be who I am. And I just want to say big thank you to Michigan State and every person that I've met that has helped me become who I've become. And I'm very grateful that it was my home for the last 4 years, because I can't imagine it any other way.
Hopefully longer. We'll see about that. If our show fits your business or group's mission, we want to be of service to you through our guests. Let us know. Sponsorships are available, but they have to fit. Always remember, before you can share love with others, you must love yourself first. Close every show with that. Thank you again to my very good friend, surrogate daughter, Anna Thomas. I call her Texas. Sandy, Brock. We'll talk to everybody next week, and have a great week. Go out and ignite your life. Remember, the Tom Matt Show is a production of Boomers Rock Media. We want to bring your story to life. And last, I want to say thank you again to Mitch Anderson, our producer, and Vanessa, our video coordinator. Thank you all so much for doing what you do. We are out.
The Tom Matt Show is produced by Mitch Anderson of Black Circle Studios. Original music from the Source of Light and Power by the Arc of All.